Hi guys, and welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I have a new tutorial for you. It's a scarf with the Alice puffy wool that is made up of these little loops that you can really easily use to make scarves, to make blankets or whatever you want without any crocheting hooks, without any knitting needles. And I'm going to show you soon what I did here in these colorful different loops here. It just kind of looks like you have these two little twists kind of here in this scarf, and I think it looks so cute. It's so simple. Here is a unicolor version, so this is a nice blue color, and you can see the pattern here actually really nicely. In the colorful version you can't actually see it that much, but yeah, it's easier to see which loop is which and where you have to go. So that's how I'm going to show it to you. But the one color result here I think is really cute. I'm going to show you what I did now. Have fun. Okay guys, so here I am. This is the Alice puffy wool in the color variant. And so you can use this without any crocheting hooks, without any knitting needles. It's super practical. It's 100% micro polyester. And here's the color code 6369. That's the color, and you can see it's like the pretty yellow, pink, and white. It's all pretty pastel-y. Kind of looks like candy, and I think it's just it's super nice. It's 100 grams and 9 meters long. And with that, you can make one really nice scarf. It's a great length. And so I'm going to use this one ball of yarn here. And so I already pulled out the middle here from the ball. And I'm going to show you how to do this really cute pattern that I showed you earlier. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count 8 loops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so this was going to be my width of the scarf. It's exactly 8. So this is the last one of the first row, basically the one with my fingers in, and the rest here is the thread that I'm going to use to continue working. So what I'll do here is I'll take the next loop and I'll pull it through the last one of the first row. Okay, so I always will pull the loop from the back through to the front. And you can see here what I do exactly with my fingers here. So I take the thread from the back and I pick the next loop that's next in line, and I pull it through the loop in front. And what we want to make sure is that we take every single loop and pull it through every single loop of the row before, so that way we don't skip any. And with the colors here, it's quite nice that you can see the differences between the loops easier, and it's not so easy to get confused. So we do this all the way over until we go back to the start, basically to where we started. So this is this is the last loop. So we pull it through from the back to the front. And so for this pattern, it's really important that you have an even number of loops per row. And so we have 8 here, but obviously you can make it more or less also, if whatever you prefer. And so here we go, and we do the next row. So this is our last loop here on this row, and so we take the next one and pull it through the one on the front, and this is what we're going to do now is where the pattern starts. So these are pairs here, and so here you can see the right one on the bottom right is going to go together with the top left. So they're actually both yellow right now by coincidence. And so you take this yellow one here on the top left and pull it through the one on the bottom right. And so now we have the next one. And so we're basically making a crossing here is what we're doing. And because of this crossing, you can see that it kind of looks weaved. It looks like it's going underneath / on top. And yeah, this is how you kind of create this pattern. And so I'm going to do this here again. There's 3 pairs here in the middle. Okay, so this is the first one, and here the second step we do is that we take the bottom left and we pull the one on the top right through that one. Okay, and you can see here the 2 little crossings, and we have one more pack of 4 before we are at the outside of the row again. So we take the one on the top left and we pull it through the one on the bottom right. And then we take the one on the top right and we pull it through the one on the bottom left. And that's how you make these little crossings. And so this is the last one here of the row, and we just pull it through straight as we did in the first row. And then this is our little update here, and you can see now the pattern kind of evolving, you see? And so now is the next row. So the first one, we're gonna do this here from right to left. And so I will do this here in the normal way like we did in the first row. So every loop is just pulled through the one in the front. We don't do any crossings here or anything. We just, did it like we did in the first row. And so we take the loop from the row in the back and pull it through the one in the front. And so we are only going to do the patterns when we work from left to right. And from right to left, we will just do the regular stitches. Okay, here we're almost at the end. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna putting it flat here on the table so you can see the pattern a little better. You can see here what we're doing with this pattern. And so now that we're working left to right, we'll do the first one normally, and then we will do the pattern again. So you pick out 4 again, so 2 pairs, and you pull the one on the left top through the one on the bottom right, and then you take the one on the top right and pull it through the one on the bottom left. Okay, so this is our first crossing of this row. And then here we take the next 4. And so we take the one on the top left and pull it through the one on the bottom right. And then pull the one on the top right through the one on the bottom left. So now we got 1 pair left. It's the same, exactly the same as 2 rows before in row number 3. And so here we have the last pair of this row. So we take the one again on the top left and pull it through the one on the bottom right. And then again here on the one on the top right is pulled through the one on the bottom left. And so now we have the last one left here, and we just pull it through straight. Okay, and so now you can see 1, 2, 3 of these little crossings. It looks like they're going to the right, and on the edges here we just have the straight loops, and here in the middle as well. And so I'm going to do this for a little bit longer, and then I'll show you an update. Okay, so here's my update. As you can see here, I am basically fully done with this scarf. Here is the last little bit that's left over, and I'll show you what to do with that soon. And here you can really see the pattern that we were creating. You can see these little twists here where it kind of moves to the right. They're kind of diagonal up to the right. And I think it looks really nice with these colors. And I'm going to show you here on the top how to do this last row. And so here on the left, we have the last bit of the thread. And so that's not a problem at all that I am, not using this as the last row basically, because what we do here is we're going to work from the side where the thread is not located. So where we started this last row, we're going to take the second one from the right and pull it through the first one on the right. And then we take the third one and pull it through the second, and the fourth through the third, the fifth through the fourth, the sixth through the fifth. I always take the next one and I pull it through the one that's before it basically. And so this is kind of the seam that you create on the very top, and I think it looks really nice actually. Here's the next one, and this one more. And so here the last bit of thread, we're just going to pull it through this last loop here to secure this one as well. And you can kind of pull it a little bit, so just to tighten it up, exactly like that. And then we take our little scissor and we're going to cut off the loops. Make sure not to cut them too low, because you can see here that I'm actually cutting them a little higher from their connection to the thread. Because if you cut it too low, it's very possible that you actually cut off the thread, and that's not what we want, of course. So be careful there. And so, I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, so this is the last little loose thread that we have here left here. And so what I'm going to do with this, because the wool is so fluffy, You can't even tell what I'm doing here at the end, but I'm just gonna weave it through the stitches here on the edge of the scarf. And then that's, yeah, basically done. And I'll do that at the very beginning as well, where we started, because I have a little thread left there as well. And then the scarf is done. And so like you can see here, because of the colors, you know, they're kind of more chaotic, so you can't really see the pattern as well. But here in this color, because it's all the same, you can see the pattern a little better, I think. And yeah, it's kind of less chaotic. And you can see this really nice pattern. I think it looks so cute. Yeah, you can kind of see how it like twists around. And yeah, it's just a little more noticeable when there's no other colors, just because you can see, yeah, the differences in the pattern a little better. And yeah, I think that the pattern actually looks better maybe in the one color scarf. And yeah, thank you guys for watching DIY ideas. I hope you liked this video. If you would like to watch more, please visit my channel and subscribe for free. You'll always be the first one to be informed about a new video. Please share this video with your friends and see you next time.